Alright, hello there everybody, it's me Hanko Chow, and I'm about to do my top 32 deck profile of my bright extra deck Monarchs, like quote-unquote bright. It's just that there was just a little bit more light monsters in the deck, not only because of Brilliant Fusion, but also because of awesome cards that do awesome things. And yeah, this is my top 32 mat. This is Dolly's shirt, which they gave me, and yeah, I don't know, I played for them, it was awesome. There was a bunch of other people from Dolly's too, and they also didn't. Well, they all did well, and then they lost at top 32 at crucial points of the tournament because they just faced really tough opponents. Unfortunate, but yeah, I did pretty well. I like to thank all the people that I played and just all the friends that supported me, like Will and William from Dolly's. They like Will from Dolly's gave me like a lot of help, like food and just he was an awesome friend. I don't know. I can't thank him enough for being there for me. And all the other people that supported me, like just was there for me. You know, that was pretty awesome. I had kind of like a mental breakdown at one point, and it wasn't very nice. But I just wasn't ready for the pressure for the game, I guess. It's just I didn't want to like I don't know. I worked really hard to top, hopefully, and I did. So I'm glad it's happened. So I'm gonna do my deck profile. Apparently, just like some people are making this like a trend where, okay, you know what? To be honest, deck construction in a game should be, especially a game that takes more than a couple turns. You got to look at the game from like like if like an MTG standard. You want to look at things from like 1 drop, 2 drop, 3 drop, 4 drops, or something like that, where you look at early game to mid game, or something like that. And obviously, the early game piles are larger than the mid to the late game piles. But in Yu-Gi-Oh, there's different terminologies for this. It's like the deck of Yu-Gi-Oh is a different story than a deck in Magic, because of how you can play every card on turn one. So it's just that you'll have cards that you want to see earlier and cards you want to see later, or just cards that you don't like, you have less uses of. So obviously, like what everybody says, cards that have more usefulness are more awesome, I guess. And that's why Konami's are making like cards with multiple effects. So I'm gonna start off with my intro pile. Like all these cards are cards you want to see turn one as your first couple plays. So Brilliant Fusion, obviously, Pantheism, Tenacity. Oh wait, I gotta put these cards aside. And camera over here. Alright, so yeah. Brilliant Fusion, Pantheism, Tenacity. This is all really standard stuff. And I'm playing triple Edea and one Eidos. And obviously I play only one Mithra. Because like Mithra on its own individually is good already, but you don't want to really open up multiple copies of them. You only want to ever draw like one. And not only that, but it's searchable by Edea from the Eidos combo. And not only that, but like these are probably the best starter cards of the game. Like especially like okay, the reason why I have multiple Edea and only one Eidos is because you can dump it with Brilliant Fusion, so therefore one of them is gone. And I'm about to show you some awesome cards where it makes the second or even the third Edea useful, but the first Edea will always be normal summon, and you're really only ever going to resolve the normal summon Edea once to get an Eidos, and that's all you need. You don't need to normal summon a second Eidos. You don't need to like have those dead cards in your hand. So like yeah. That's the starter cards that you want to play like the first couple actions of your game. Then you want to actually tribute summon some cards. So Aether is obviously the first one you want to tribute summon for, and she's awesome. So like these are intro cards. These are like the second intro card, I guess. Like everybody has different terms for them, but I call them intro cards. And Erebus, 2 Kiraz. If you look at my other Bright Extra Deck Monarch profile, I played the same actually. I played this. This is basically the same deck I played at Nats, except I made it 40 cards and yeah, better. So I'm just explaining the deck in a little bit more different way, so that way people can see the thought process of it. So yeah, these are the Monarchs that you play. They're really good. I want to play less Erebus because I was going to play the third Erebus. Really, I was actually going to, but then because it's really important to have it in a mirror match. But it's just I didn't want to clog my hand with multiples because it was just bad. But multiple Aethers are amazing. And you need to have at least 2 Kiraz to do the awesome plays that you can do with it. So yeah, that's the Monarchs that I play for the like. Technically, it's the second step of the combo, I guess. And then we have combo extenders. Like this, no, okay, sorry, this isn't a combo extender. It's a combo follow-up creator because it creates follow-ups. You search for a monarch that you can either stun on your opponent's turn, or you like if you double summon, you can actually add Erebus to tribute summon for it, and or either that, or it's just really good because it's it's a follow up to Valor, or even it's the out to strike like it's hilarious, but it's the out to strike. So yeah, it's on its own category at that point. Then we have the defensive cards, like Stormforth, Escalation, and Prime. Technically, Prime is also a resource tool and a defensive card, but like it's a resource tool because of how having it in the grave is a resource, and having it on the board creates resources. So like it's resource, but also because of how it's a resource in the grave, it's actually defensive as well. And this is also monster destruct, like monster removal and spell and trap removal, basically, or even monster. It's like removal on its own. With if you have two of them, it's removal. And escalation is a defensive card because you would only use it to stop your opponent from playing or something, comboing with the monster removal and Erebus, which also removes the card. So like yeah, that's the defensive cards and resource cards. And the only times I use Monarch Stormforth aggressively is when I'm not in a good position, or it's a domain Monarch matchup, and it's not really fun when I use this card offensively because then I don't have I have a less chance of having it like usually I don't actually have two Stormforths in my hand or a way to get into two Stormforths, so it's hard for me to create a follow-up play on my opponent's turn if I use Stormforth on my turn, because there's less likely chance they'll have a second Stormforth, like what I just said. So yeah, those are the defensive cards and resource cards, and technically aggro. Domain is, I feel like Domain is in its own category because it's a tribute fodder that's searchable, but it's really just aggro because of how you play it, and you boost up all your monster, like your tribute some monsters attack by when they attack, right? And not only that, but it is a tribute fodder. It's two uses to it, but they're so simple that you don't mind not seeing it, but you do like this card to make Beatrice and whatnot, so you like it. These are what I call like pressure point cards. Like not only does Brilliant Fusion a pressure point card, but like you play these so that way you don't tribute summon yet, you tribute summon after or whatever. But Mithra, yeah, some people call it a floodgate, but I'm like, giving a token isn't a floodgate, it's a stun. To be honest, you hit them with a stun, and hope that doesn't really work out usually. So yeah. Then there's like combo extenders, I guess. Yeah, 1-for-1 is really good. Soul Charge is a blowout and a combo extender. And then there's Avorg, the Mega Monarch, which is only as a tribute. Obviously, it's a tribute summon, but like it's really a blowout card against any deck that uses extra deck. But it's such a high risk, high reward card. But at the same time, because of how I played the Cyframe Lord Omegas, that helps with the one the one Lazuli that I play. So because instead of playing two Lazulis, I could be playing one Lazuli, so have less chance of drawing it, and then I just Megas Aborg, put these into the grave, and put the Seraphonite and the Lazuli back, which is really good. So yeah, that's that. And then we have the best card in deck, Galaxy Soldier, which is obviously if you've seen my older deck profiles from Nats, you would have seen this already. I played 3 of it last time, which was 41, but I toned it down to 40, and I cut one down because I didn't want to ever see this card early game, because early game I just want to normal summon Edea. I just want to normal summon Edea, or I have Brilliant Fusion and Prime on the board to tribute summon and do things. Like I never want to see Galaxy Soldier early game, but it doesn't mean that like I don't mind seeing it early game, because even in early game I can still use it to tribute summon for it or something like that. It's still alright, but it has a more important job to make the rank 5s like Nova, Infinity, and Pleiades to create pressure and to make sure that my tribute summon goes through. But like in a mirror match, making Nova Infinity is really strong, and like not in Monarch, it's just in every matchup. But like yeah, it serves multiple purposes, but the strongest purpose of it is that it creates a play for itself, and it searches for a follow-up play. So therefore, the follow-up play creates the real card, which is the Exceed, to create pressure. So yeah, these are what I call like pressure plays, and then there's blowout and pressure play. So pressure plays and then blowouts. Alright, sounds good. And then the two, like this is why my deck sucks. I play 2 engine requirements, is what people call the Gem Knight of this Brilliant Fusion engine. Like E-Telly has their blue layer, Hippo Carnival has the Hippo, but Lazuli, drawing it really just sucks because you literally cannot do anything with the deck, with the card. I can actually just set this and set Stormforth or something, but I did that and they had Raigeki. I'm like, oh, wow, you actually Raigeki my Lazuli. Wow, and then you went for game. So that's one of the things I lost to. And the Metaphys Armed Dragon is an engine requirement, but at the same time, it's technically still an intro card because you can still use it with Tenacity. and do things. So it's not as bad as like drawing a second Lazuli. And not only that, but just it really helps making Brilliant Fusion even better because of how it's not only like an intro card if you had Jack's Knight, but it makes it so when I get this, I have 9 ways to get into return, so that way I can actually create my Aether plays and whatnot. So it's really important to make Brilliant Fusion return combo even better by playing Metaphys, so that way I can get into return faster. So like yeah, that's what I really liked about it, and it does come in a lot actually. I use this combo a lot, and expect like it's an OCG idea. Everyone in OCG uses it just to get into tenacity into whatever. So yeah, it's really good. Then no one upstart. I don't need to explain this. All right. So let's go into extra deck first. How many time? I have like less than 5 minutes. So Seraph Knight, 2 Omegas. Durandal is like my favorite Exceed in the game. It's a floodgate on the board. It creates outs. It creates consistency. This is why you can get away with engine requirement cards because of Durandal. Durandal and Galaxy Soldier, like Galaxy Soldier can make into this, or even Brilliant Fusion or whatever. It creates. It makes dead cards in your hand live, and it also makes it so your opponent's cards are not as good, I guess. Yeah, Volcasaurus is like going for game. This is also going for game. These are like removal, except that they're also really strong. And then Pallades is also removal and faster, but 100 less attack points lower, which is kind of relevant in some matchups. But yeah, I love Pallades because I have Galaxy Soldier and Prime can make it, and Pallades like it's not removal, it's stun because you put the card back to the hand, but it creates pressure and it works. So yeah, why not play it, right? And then we got Nova Infinity. I did get to Infinity twice, and by that point they lost, but I've been to Nova a lot, and then they have to stop it. And sadly, I don't play the Cyber End Dragon. I probably was considering it because of how Cyber End Dragon is 4K, so it's really strong. So yeah, and then we got Beatrice, which is a resource tool, and not only that, but I was considering playing number 24 because it's a blowout card against Burning Abyss matchup, which I did face a couple of times. And Burning Abyss, once you get that card out, like if they're playing BAPK, then they have less chances of winning because of how it beats Burning Abyss, Farfa and whatnot. It's 2000 defense and whatnot. But like Beatrice was really useful. I like this card. And we got Gaia Charger because it pierces and you make dead cards useful. And then we have Hope Harbinger to seal games, hopefully. I've played it a couple times. So yeah, then we have side deck cards. These are resources. Like if you need to, you only play this card against decks that you need to have more cards because they create all these outs, and then you like Burning Abyss for example. They make Beatrice. Once they make Beatrice, not only is it a floater, it's an aggro and defensive, but it also is a out, like a card that creates outs. So you have to have a larger hand size in order to have the amount of cards to not only play around their outs, but go through them all and win. So like Maxi really helps. Flying Sea is a blowout card against Burning Abyss and Phantom Knights, but not as so much as Phantom Knights, but there were a couple of Burning Abyss players. Then we have Solemn Warning and Solemn Strikes. Solemn Warning is just a blowout card when you go first and you set it. You just make your opponent lose a turn. Hopefully, when you're playing a Monarch matchup or a Pendulum matchup. And like there were a lot of Pendulums from what I saw from ARG's top 16, so I was citing these. I was citing 2 Cosmic Cyclone, 3 Twin Twisters, which I really wish I played 3 Cosmic Cyclone and 2 Twin Twisters maybe, but like, I don't know, I feel like this was pretty good as well. I just wasn't sure if I should have done this or not, but like, it just worked out, and I like this card. Cosmic Cyclone is really broken in a mirror match or whatever. Like mirror match, pendulum matchups, it's just broken. It's a mystical space type and it banishes. I don't care about life point costs when you're winning. So yeah, well, Twin Twister is just good against only trap heavy decks. So yeah, then we got my kind of a tech card. I don't know. I wanted to find a card that was good in the sideboard. Like against Blue Eyes, I don't really worry much about Blue Eyes except for their searchable Effect Veiler. And Prohibition is one of the only cards that stops Effect Veiler, and I don't need to waste my normal summon like Sideblocker does. And not only that, but Prohibition is just good against also Burning Abyss. Burning Abyss Phantom Knights? No, I would only play this against Pure BA or Blue Eyes. And I would call Farfa, or I would call Ancient Stone, or I would call like Effect Veiler, obviously. And like this card is the only card I thought it was the out, and I did like side it in once. And I did when I played against Blue Eyes for like funds or whatever. I do side his card in and it works. So whenever I didn't play against Blue Eyes though in YCS, but it was just there to prepare for them. And yeah, obviously I look at my sideboard. Then when I side in and out, it's really easy to side in and out. Oh shit, I'm already over 15 minutes. Hopefully they'll take it in YouTube. But yeah, it's easy to side in and out in this deck. You just look at the cards that you want to go first with, which there's only 6 cards I want to go first with in my sideboard, and these are all these cards that I really want to go second with, I guess, because of how everyone wants to go first in this match in this format. So you play cards that are good going second more than you do going first. Prohibition is also really good going second, to be honest, because you just call Effect Failure against dragons or Farfa, and then, yeah, you have to have a space type in which they don't. And yeah, obviously, I do side Cosmic Cyclone going first as well, just because it's just a good end phase MST, especially in a mirror. And I do sometimes side Max T going first, but only against BA. And yeah, that's like my deck. I side out obviously going first cards, like intro cards. For intro cards, like these are intro cards. These are this is a resource card that gets you more cards. Blowout cards. This is a blowout, blowout, blowout. Like I side out the equal amount of cards for the equal amount of job, like, but does the job better in the matchup, obviously. And that's how you're supposed to side, and that's a small lesson I can really give. I don't want to tell you exactly what I side in and I side out, but it's really simple, to be honest, to look at it. But yeah, what I'm gonna say is Galaxy Soldier is broken in Monarchs because of the cancer that is still in the game, like this. Sorry, not that. Yeah, this. There we go. This card's really good. Alright, that's my deck profile. I went over 15 minutes, and hopefully YouTube will take this. But yeah, thanks for watching, and wish me luck in the next tournament that I would play in seriously. And alright, thank you for watching. See ya.